still, but now she only does light. She's swinging her arms, she's like a satellite. I'm taking the blows, I always said that I did. I'm singing along, cause I'm the satellite kid. She's back on the juice and says she's doing alright. Got me wearing the clothes, they feel a little tight. I'm flat on my back putting myself in the dark and got a deaf and blind mind and a love that leave you behind. Thought this love it was mine, how much to look that design. Show you when I arrive, feeling alive. 973 stars spinning for me. 25 years, can you feel it? Setting me stand still, but I'm feeling alive. And I'm only halfway, taking that out pill, feeling alive. And I'm feeling it kicking in, feeling it kicking in, feeling it kicking in, feeling it kicking in, feeling it, feeling it.
Hello, legends, and welcome to Zwifty Chat. Hello, legends, and welcome to episode 8. Oh, damn it, I got the wrong way around. 18.
Oh, we've been practicing so much too, Rob.
I know. Oh, there's a black screen apparently. Oh no, that was only brief. It was only brief, Mark. Give me a break.
Yeah. Give you guys a chance to relax and get ready for
No,
this
it was like a
onslaught.
2-second black screen. Come on, man. All this stupid studio mode. Right. Well, thanks for joining me at last, Ben. The sat
That's
here
what
on
you
my...
had. Yeah. Well, for those not watching, I basically joined in with 1 minute to go and said, Rob, I'll go and get my coffee. So we discussed nothing about the show. So everything's authentic today. None of this, as we discussed earlier, things.
Yeah.
So, Rob, it's been a week's rest. How have you been?
Oh, pretty good. I've done my harp thing, but I still haven't had the results, so I assume that's good news. Because if there was something really bad, I would have heard by now. Unless it's just a NHS cock up and they're trying to find me. But yeah, I briefly went out of advanced category, or I qualified for the B category briefly.
Yeah.
But so my points went down to 724, and James Bailey's introduced a new category where you're allowed to like race if you're a 724 with the Bs, but there wasn't. Oh, sorry, I've got something in my throat. But there wasn't a B race at the time that I wanted. But there was the one up the portal anyway, in advanced. I was
Yep.
like, I'm not going to gain points going up the portal. And Chris Keogh was in the race, so I was like, that's it. I'm going to be last. Brill! I want to be last so I can go in the B races. And I need to do the Z race anyway, so I went in there and I did the advanced race, and everyone went really, really slow. I could tell how frustrated Chris Keogh was getting. He was like, "Oh, we're doing like three. I think I was doing 212 watts. 212 watts average till we got to the thing, the portal, and then we started going up the portal, and they let. Oh, Chris Keogh went away. I deliberately lost his wheel, just how Visma Lee Spike should have done this week.
Yeah, I love that tactic. Because my teammates can't. I'm deliberately losing your wheel. What a great teammate I am.
So I thought everyone would chase him, but they didn't bother chasing him either. Before we went round Jarvis, and then as we were going up the Eau de Clermont, I thought I might start. There was this bloke who, like, about a year ago, accused me of cheating. He's accused me of cheating, so he was being friendly during the race, so he'd obviously completely forgotten about it. But I held a grudge, so I'd remember. I'd remember. It was like he called me a cheat a year ago. So, so I was like, I was desperate to beat him, but I knew that, like, at that time he was about as good as me. But I don't. I've got a really good record against him. Like, I don't think I've lost against him. I'd have raced against him quite a lot.
Because you cheat, Rob. That's what.
Well, exactly, yeah, exactly. But now I'm like, I'm nowhere near B cat fit, let alone A cat fit. So he went away from me on the old Claremont, and I was like, oh, no, he's got to beat me. He's got to beat me. But then he didn't realise that it was all messed up. So he raced to the top, or where it was advertised as, and then, like, started pootling around, wondering what was going on. So I caught him up. and then beat him down the descent, and had to hold on down the flat. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to hold this grudge, and that meant that I'm no longer qualified for the B races because I beat him.
Yeah, you should have let him win. I've seen that you've been beating up on people without them realising this week.
Yeah, that was that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you
did
been,
they go
Ben?
hard up there? I actually won a race. I actually entered a race this week, and I entered the same race because I saw on Facebook that it doesn't finish at the top. I thought, I should jump into a race, and then it is confusing because it doesn't even have like a distance to go on the top, so you don't even know. Okay,
No.
and it's not until you finish the portal, you come back down, then you can see, okay, it's got 2 kilometers to go, but you got to look right
doesn't
on the
even
right
say
hand
that,
side
does
down
it?
the bottom.
Even
it
though
does if you look.
I'd watched EMBR Eric's video just before I raced, and I was still confused about where. Like, when's this gonna bloody end? Because I was desperately trying to keep Lado off my wheel. He
Yeah,
was
I
only
forgot
like 2
where
or
it
3
is, but
seconds behind.
because at the top it doesn't have the distance to go, and even the bar's confusing because it's such a small ratio.
Yeah,
But
really
if you,
confusing. Yeah.
I think on the bottom right hand side there's like a distance to go thing,
Is
which
that-
I saw when I come around that corner. I was like, "Where's the blue? Where's the blue battery? I know it's just here." And then I was like, "Where the hell is it?" So I was looking around, but I did a Zwifty maneuver. It's one of my favorite maneuvers of when you go through up from the volcano back through the glass covered bridge.
Oh yeah.
And then you turn right and then the left, and so I always go hard there so that you hit that hill hard.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
people will be like, "Oh, it's too early to go. I'm just going to let them go." And then of course no one knows what the distance is, so I was confused.
Yeah.
I got about 6 seconds gap and then kept that to the line. There was one guy chased, but he was too late, and everyone was posting afterwards like, "Where was the finish? I thought it was at the top." So I got that. So that's my first win for a long time because I haven't been racing. Well, actually, I raced in.
Oh, that was for the
Training
win
Peaks
as well.
Virtual.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the
nice.
win. It was in, what is it? It's so hard to tell now.
Yeah.
It's not the elite category. It's the second category of the normal races. So it's one category below what you did.
Right.
But I was
blimey.
looking at my
man,
power. I was like,
have
Rob,
you got better
Rob's
than me
getting
now?
worse. I might be.
You got
Yeah, I
better
was
than
like,
me.
Rob's getting worse. I think I might be able to race him.
I was expecting my supremacy to last a little bit longer.
Well, you still
I'm
can't
getting
race me
worse
yet.
and
Well,
worse.
I can race you, but you can't
Right.
race me because my racing score hasn't gone up enough yet. But hopefully that'll end soon.
Well, there's loads of people in the chat. I thought we were going to have loads of time to talk about, be casual and talk about stuff this week because there wasn't that much going on. And then loads of stuff's happened. Tons of stuff's
Yeah,
tons of
we
stuff's going on.
both won a race by knowing better more than other people.
Oh, I didn't win. I was like racing this guy.
Oh,
for
you got
fifth.
third? Did you get third?
Oh, it was third actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a podium.
But we've got loads of people in the chat. We've got Troy, we've got Eric, we've got Arctic Swifter, Camille, Thomas Sorensen, Baz, Dave Beachy, Jonathan Huber does not want to join. Yeah, 724 is non-advanced pen. So yeah, it is confusing with the pens though, isn't it? So there's advanced pen, but in the races without advanced, are they A? If you win that race, if you're in the top of that, assumedly they call it A, do they? I don't know.
I wish they'd just start calling divisions, Division 1, Division 2, but then it's weird because as it said, yeah, you get the overlaps like A1 or A2 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
the
refugees.
Yeah. Mark's here.
Yeah.
Georg and Niall was here earlier, but he doesn't like you, so he's probably gone now that you've joined.
Yeah, no, he just says hello and then I'll Ben's here. Buggers off goes to my wish.
Yes, it's all great. Right, we've got an itinerary, and it might... wrong, sorry. Itinerary comes up like this. Sorry, move your face.
I always get confused with where to move.
We have got a happy birthday to a legend if he turns up. Should we do it whether he turns up or not? He usually turns up, doesn't he?
Yeah, is he streaming at the moment? He's probably doing his 15th stream for the week and racing.
Clint's here. Clint. Well, let's say happy birthday, Darren Van Dit! Yay!
Are we going to sing happy birthday? We'll wait till he comes and we'll sing happy birthday to him really badly. I've gotten a lot more comfortable with my terrible singing having Ethan because you basically
right.
Yeah, it's either have him crying or singing in public.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
so you sing to him to keep him quiet?
Everything's yeah, well, because he loves Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and Bar Bar Black Sheep. It calms him down sometimes. So, yeah, and he also probably laughs at his dad singing in public because he does get a little goofy look on his face.
Yeah, there was only one song that my boy enjoyed. It was the pirate song. When I was one, I sucked my thumb the day I went to sea Joe. I climbed aboard the pirate.
I haven't heard that one.
I won't do the whole thing because it's really, really long. Right. Okay, so happy birthday, Darren Van Dit. If anyone wants to put your favourite Darren Van Dit story in the chat, we'll talk about Darren as much as we can.
And it's a big 4-0 too. That's
it's a big one.
That's a big milestone. Yeah. Congratulations. Apparently our sound's perfect. There must be something wrong, Arctic saying.
I didn't bother checking, actually. I didn't even bother checking that my headset was in the input. Somehow, remarkably, it is the input without me checking this week. There's loads of stuff I haven't checked this week. Everything could happen. Or
maybe it's a secret. It's a secret. Don't mess with it, Rob.
Jonathan wants me to sing the whole pirate song.
You can do the outro. Do that.
Right. So Zwift has done some more awesome stuff and some crap, so we'll talk about that. Zr.app finals, that was all we were going to talk about. I'd only planned to talk about Zr.app finals, but then stuff happened. So we'll have a look at Danger Noodle. You've pulled up an awesome race, and I've pulled up one too. The UK Championships, we might have a delve into. I did a watch along. You look like a pirate because the itinerary is covered in one of your eyes.
One of my teammates, he raced for the Ineos sailing team, the cycling team, called them the fat pirates.
Right, who was that?
It was James. I can never pronounce his last name, but when they raced with the Ineos, well, they're training with the Ineos team. Of course, they're big monster units, and the Ineos cyclists nicknamed them the Fat Pirates, which I think is probably one of the best nicknames you can get.
Then I thought we'd have a big argument about the ethics of upgrading and how people are doing it. I thought we haven't had an argument before. I don't really feel like arguing about it, but I want to manufacture an argument if possible. So we'll talk through all.
We'll probably argue anyway, Rob.
Yeah,
I'll find something there.
Hopefully, yeah. And Eric's done some more analysis about fully upgrading, so we might talk about that.
Yep.
And then I think we've got a quiz, but it's chaos. It's utter chaos, the quiz. So I don't know if I've done a full quiz or not, and whether they've all got answers with the red answers there. So yeah, if you want to stay for the quiz, stay for it, but it might be a bit crap. In fact, if you want to stay for it, it all might be crap. I don't know, but I think it's going to be brilliant.
It'll be fun. Niall's saying the results aren't verified yet for the championships.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think could take, it only takes one little glitch or something to be weird, and they're volunteers. They're not, it's not like, I wouldn't think there's anything sus there just because they're not verified.
We'll have to come back and do another update for it once they're verified.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. Right. So, if Darren isn't it? Yeah, if anyone's got a Darren story, tell your favourite Darren story in the chat.
Maybe he's creating a funny story at the moment. He's probably lying in the gutter somewhere after a big birthday party.
Right. Okay. Should we talk about? Oh, we're meant to have the chat up when this is on.
Yeah, I've been looking at the chat.
There we go. That's my better one.
Not covering my face, at least.
Oh yeah, that's true. Right, Ben. Right, Zwift. Zwift stuff. So there's been loads released, and I had planned to talk about it. And I tell you what, Ollie Cheese been doing loads of good videos lately. Should we put one of his videos on whilst we talk about it?
Yes, we can't hear the video though.
No, we can't hear it, but we can see it, and that's good enough for me. Why is it not playing? Right. So
I still haven't got the update. So this is me looking into the future.
I don't know when the updates come out. This is the sort of thing I should know, isn't it? Really?
No, it's come out, but they're just rolling it. And Josh Harrison always get it last. It seems like. I joke that they send it on the ferry to Australia, so it takes a little while.
So Ventop, they're doing the Ventop upgrade. So Ventop's now going to be like it should have been. It's going to have little segments on it. 10 sectors? 10 sectors like the Alp and the Grade, with a spinner on the top.
Well, the app doesn't have 10 sectors, but...
Oh, that's true, yeah.
But I prefer to have 30 sectors, but it's so much better. Like, I never went up the app, the Ventop, because you get to the top and it's like everyone's gone home and like packed up after an event. You cross the line and there's nothing. But now you actually get a spin.
Yeah, and this, having... 10's probably not enough, is it? If you've got 21 for the Alp, then you want at least that many for the for Ventop, don't you? But yeah, it's good news. Good news. Well done.
It should have been there all along, but it's so much better. Like, I'll actually probably write up Ventop maybe because of that now. Before, I just never went up, because why would you put the effort in if you get to the top and you get nothing?
Especially didn't want to go up it, because I did one route that looked like it went up it, but it only went up to Chalet Reynard or something like that. I can't remember what route it is.
Yeah.
I thought it was raced up. I was like, at least I'm going to get the badge. Still haven't got the bloody badge. And I resent going up there.
Yeah, what is because a lot of people enter that, go, I'll get the badge, and then you get up there, you're like, oh god, there's still another half an hour to go.
Yeah, I didn't. Do you know? Even though I've done it in real life, because I have climbed.
I do remember that. Whenever I race up there, I was like, I remember. Rob's got photos of going.
Whenever
up this.
you race up there, what do you mean?
Wow. That's why I don't really think about that often, Rob. I did go up there. I did go up there when we had the bike upgrades. I was like, I'm going to ride out using what was it? One of the bikes that you get for meters gained. And I'm gonna go up there, and afterwards I was like, I don't care about upgrading this bike anymore. Why'd I go up there?
Right, so I'm just trying to add the chart, but I've added too high. There we go. And this stupid border thing. I'll get rid of this ridiculous border thing. There we go. Right.
What's the chat saying?
What is the thing about penguins? Everyone's been going on about penguins this week. I'm not sure whether it's connected towards the Trump thing or the tariffs. There's something going on with penguins. I don't know what is
Yeah,
going
I'm
on.
just reading that.
I haven't been keeping up on the news.
Is there a tariff on the Arctic?
Oh, like, everyone's talking about penguins all of a sudden. I honestly have no clue. Right, so other things that are happening, other great Zwift stuff is they are. What else are they doing? I can't remember.
They've got the Scotty the squirrel. So like if you get a streak going, and
Right,
the great thing about it too is that if you ride outdoors, your streak keeps going. Which it's a small thing, but it's actually a pretty bloody big thing when it comes to cyclists. Weird thing with data, like some people might not ride outdoors because they're going to break their streak. They might jump on the bike for 2 kilometers, but now you can go outdoors and be rest assured that you're not going to break your streak on Zwift, and you get 5 XP for every kilometer outdoors.
Yeah, I hate that. That's not right.
I'm gonna go and stick my Wahoo in my pocket and drive around for a while. I'm gonna get massive XP.
It's completely unfair. Why are you getting points on Zwift for not being on Zwift? It's ridiculous. And how can you keep your streak on Zwift going if you're not being on Zwift? I've been on
Because
Zwift
it's all
every
about-
week,
it's all
every
about-
bloody week for 3 years. And do you know what's even worse? Should I tell you what's worse, Ben?
It's not made you a better person.
That really hurt, Ben. You cut me right through there.
That's because everyone in my comments are saying, "Don't cheat. You don't get bettering yourself. You should be bettering yourself by doing this."
Right, what's worse? Right, so not only so I've been on Zwift, I think every week for 3 bloody years, and they don't update so they didn't when they started the streak business. I was like, right, I expect mine to start on 68 weeks or whatever it was. Nope, start on 0. All right, you're just going to ignore the fact that I've been I've been on every week. Oh, fair enough. Right, and now I've got to 70 weeks. And do you know what happens at 70 weeks? It gets stuck. It can't go higher. There's the Y2K bug at 70. I mean, if it was at 99, I'd kind of understand because the clicker thing only does up to 99, but it doesn't move above 70. And this stupid Scotty thing only goes up to 25 weeks or something. I mean, it's brilliant and everything. I love it, but...
What do you want? You want Scotty to ride the bike for you once you get to level 71?
I think there should be some acknowledgement of perfect, why is this bloody browser black? What is going on, Ben?
Did you not click on it? Oh, you got it clicked. I don't know, Rob. It's because you've broken it.
Don't blame me.
But it is a bit funny that it's stuck at 70. I wonder what limitation is there?
I know.
I got no idea about this stuff.
70? Of all the things.
It's like someone's written in there like a data point, like 0 to 7. No, I was going to get to 70.
No one will ever do 70. I mean, I was already up to nearly 70 when they started the bloody thing. They must have... And they put me back to 0. And they must have thought, we'll sort that out. We'll sort that out before anyone gets there. No, they've stopped me at 70.
It's just like they're leveling up to level 50, though. It's just when you get to level 50, you're just like, well, okay, that's it. I've finished Zwift. It's time to go home.
It's not the same, though, is it? It's not the same because it's factually incorrect. You can level up to 50 and say, right, that's the most we go to is level 50. But saying a streak only goes to 70, it's like, no, I've done 78 or whatever it is.
It's saying, get off the bike, Rob. Go and have a family holiday. Let's start again. Improve.
I do have family holidays, but I just have 10 days, so I can.
Yeah, it's so funny reading a lot of Zwift chats where people plan their holidays around Zwift events or like cycling destinations.
I really don't, but it's just the way it's worked out. And I'm dedicated. Why don't they recognise me? I've done all of your bloody races, James Bailey, even the stupid ones. bollocks. Where this is the stupidest one that he's done actually. And
you need to make a complaints video and get Zwift Inside to upload it.
That's just. But I love the Scotty thing. I'm really frustrated by this browser not working. I think I'm going to delete it.
It's peak streaming this. I do like the Scotty thing. I wonder what the animation is. Thomas has a good suggestion. It's probably not going to be put in the game, but all these little things are like, oh, I should have done that so long ago, but no one ever thought about putting something in your pocket. Like I never thought, oh yeah, already one in Zwift is a squirrel riding in my back pocket with me.
Yeah, but it is good, isn't it? I think it's
good.
Yeah,
it's something to look at. You spend all the time looking at your own bloody ass when you're riding around 2 miles, or get somebody else to look at.
Yeah. Okay, this thing isn't just going to... I've changed it twice now, and it just doesn't want to work. But we can read it. Can we read it in grey? Yeah, we can.
Yeah, you can still read it.
Yeah. So you can track your fitness, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to tell you if you're doing too much, like you're overtraining, and it's always bollocks. Computers never know when you're overtraining. Yeah, in fact, it's virtually impossible to overtrain anyway.
It's interesting that it can draw the rides in from outdoors, because it's one of the things that all the cycling apps are doing. So it's basically what they're going to do is they're going to do this, up the subscription. So instead of having a Training Peaks or other accounts, you're just going to be like, oh, stuff it. I'll just use Zwift for all my metrics, because I'm riding outdoors. I get all the data from outdoors from that as well.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of a grab for that market.
Yeah, I mean, companies have been after your data for years, haven't they? So if you can just give them it for free and they can give you some XP, great. More data, the better. And they know where you are then as well, don't they? They also know where you are.
So, I mean, in terms of that information, it's absolutely huge from Zwift. Most people will be like, oh yeah, that's good. I know there's people who are a lot more iffy about getting the information out than I am. So there might be some people who are a little bit worried about that.
Oh, so they're going to have more data. Tell me more about this, Ben. Do you know more about this? You know stuff, don't you? You know stuff. Everyone's been listening to you. Everyone's been listening to you because you know stuff. They're like, oh, I'll listen to Ben because he knows stuff. Like, he doesn't know that much. Just stop.
What are you going to ask
looking at him.
What are you going to ask me, Rob? I haven't checked the latest game update, so apparently they've stopped that accumulating of that other thing, but we'll maybe get to that later on. But what's the question, Rob?
Enough stuff. Lap function. I'm going to lap function. A Zwift action bar. What? Zwifters can enable splits. Oh, that's good. With lap functionality, perfect for manual interval training. All that.
The good thing about that is, like, a lot of people who they'll do a race and they'll immediately, like, they'll cross the finish line and quit their race because they don't want their data filled with rubbish of them doing their warm down. So that all is the mind.
Your warm up goes in there as well, doesn't it?
Well, I can give good point. I was riding on Training Peaks Virtual the other day and I looked at my fit file and it includes all of the riding in the pen, and I was thinking, thank God for that, because I really hate joining a Zwift race 5 minutes before the start and all of that riding is ignored, and then even the 20 seconds out of the pen, that sprint isn't included in your fit file. So that actually would be a good implementation, because under my Training Peaks, if you do 10 minutes sitting in the pen,
you want it, don't you?
That's it might not give you XP in Zwift, but for your training data in terms of how much effort you put in for the week, you're missing, especially if you do a 30-minute ride, you're missing 5% of the ride.
Right. This is the thing that I wanted to know, and I think the answer's no. But including, so they're going to have a range of advanced training metrics to choose from in your HUD. You know, the bit up the top.
Yep.
Advanced training metrics such as power balance left right. I'd love to know my power balance left right, but my smart trainer can't know that, can it? Or can it?
It depends. For my Elite Dorito, it does do left right surprisingly accurately. I don't know how it does it, because it's obviously doing an algorithm, but this is where I think Thomas
algorithms are pretty clever. Algorithms really
Thomas was saying that you can they're working on a version where you can pair your power meters and your trainer at the same time for dual recording in in Zwift. So when you're running Training Peaks Virtual, it'll have your trainer power and then your power meter power. And the power meter can include your left-right balance and also your torque values, or actually has it for the trainer as well. So that's good for people who really, really want to know whether their left-right balance, what it is, and work on it.
I'd love to know my left-right balance. I'd love to. Love it.
I wanted to know it as well, but after a few weeks, I was like, it's what do I do with this data? Eventually, you just stop looking at it.
Well, if I knew that my left-right, if by some miracle my left power was more than my right, I'd buy a left-sided power meter.
Well, that's the issue, isn't it?
But I'm almost certain my right will be like 63%.
Yeah, you can't have a single-sided power meter to work out your left-right balance. So it's like the chicken and the egg. You have to buy a power meter that does left-right balance. So
no, but if it was relatively even, I might consider getting a left-sided crank. But I assume that's crap.
The thing about power balance too is that, especially when you're riding outdoors and you look at all the data, it changes depending on how much power you're putting out. So if you're just poodling along, you're actually probably really imbalanced. Most people are, because you're not trying to be, your body's just like, just like waddle along. When you're doing threshold efforts is usually when you're the most balanced. But then also it changes between if you do an effort in the first 10 minutes of a ride and then the last 12 hours of riding, you do the same effort, your power balance is likely to be very different. So there's never ever, because people always argue, okay, it doesn't really matter because it's an average anyway, but your left-right balance changes dynamically, depends on your power and depending on which stage you are on the ride. But in the end, I don't really look at my left-right balance ever anymore. It is what it is.
Okay. And then there's more stuff. Bloody hell, there's more stuff.
Yeah, the new Koppenberg.
Is that one?
Or is it Arenberg? What's the
The
one in
Arenberg's in France.
Arenberg, yeah. Yeah, it's Arenberg, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is the cobbles going to be a different rolling resistance?
Of course it is. No point if it's not, is it?
Well, Zwift did lower the rolling resistance in the jungle, so...
It does. What's the point in cobbles? Come on, man. Of course the cobbles go
exactly. If it's
just
a visual thing, it's rubbish. If basically you ride to the end of the cobbles and your bike falls apart, I'll be happy. If you choose a Tron and the lights start flashing.
Could France pick itself up off the bottom of the league of worst worlds?
Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah, it says I've been hoping for maybe not cobbles, but I've been hoping for new linked roads in France for a long time. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the segment and seeing if it's a really difficult point in the race, because most of the time you do this race, you're like, we'll get to the aqueduct, kind of goes hard there, but you shouldn't really get dropped. Whereas, there's Petite Com and of course Ventop. Apart from who's going to do Ventop racing, Niall, is he still in the chat? The Petite Com's the only place where it gets tough.
Yeah, are there any really long sections of cobbles in Zwift? I mean, there's the Richmond, there's 400 meters in Richmond.
Well,
what's the longest?
Richmond's got cobbles, but they're basically, you can ignore them. The cobbles going through the Italian village.
Yeah.
But again, the rolling resistance is, no one's ever got a gravel bike and ridden through the Italian village for advantage. So yeah, maybe they'll create a new pave. Yeah,
they could create proper pave. They could call it pave, couldn't they, rather than cobbles? So because there's cobbles that are smooth and that are almost like road, and then there's pave where spiky cobbles, isn't it? And
it's just a big block that's missing.
And it could be the hardest rolling resistance in the game, couldn't it? Quite feasibly.
Niall says Paris is all cobbles, but no one ever thinks about that. So
it's not all cobbles. It's not all cobbles. It's just that downhill bit, isn't it?
Under the bridge, it's tarmac. Yeah, so it's definitely the longest section of cobbles anyway. But it's it's negligible.
Yeah.
So yeah, so give us proper pave. Give us, like, if you ride a mountain bike through there, you should be able to just fly through there compared to someone on a what is it, the SL8?
Yeah, more differential in, because they've got more differential in bike choice.
Yeah.
They've got more
Even if it's not
differential.
bike choice, though, because it's one of the things when I tested a long time ago when the jungle was the jungle, is that someone who is a heavier rider has much more advantage in the jungle compared to light riders, because it's all about watts, which is just like outdoors. When you're watching the classics with the cobbles, they say, like, the reason why someone like Egan Bernal and Pogacar even aren't as good on the cobbles is because it's about power. It's not about power to weight ratio. So make the cobbles all for the watt monsters.
And I suppose,
Those
you couldn't
7,
really do this in game, but I suppose you get more grip as well with the more weight you've got on the. You want grip, don't you?
yeah. Well, what I'd really love is if you choose like a lightweight road bike with lightweight wheels, that you get to the end and your bike's got a flat tire and you got to ride for like a minute at a really like slow pace before, before you get a replacement tire.
If you wear a yellow top, your bike just crumbles. That's a joke there.
The folding wheels.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's the Zwift updates, I think. As Darren joined, no Darren comments either. No one's blessing our dear
That was wish
friend.
to have your birthday.
Oh, Gerben's here. Hi, Gerben.
I think we probably missed a couple of things on those updates, but those are the big things, I think.
Oh.
There's nothing.
Yeah, that's all the big stuff. Let's move on. What was next, Ben? Next was...
Get your list up.
Oh, is that our finals already? Oh, I'm not prepared for this at all. Let's... Oh, what? Where's the video going?
There's a lot of hearts and birthday things going. Yeah, where is Darren Camille? That's the question.
Right, you prepared a video for our eyes. So, actually, I meant to do some slides. I did do some slides and I forgot to upload them. That's what I forgot.
Oh, is that what it is? You just have to just describe them.
Oh, yeah, I'll just...
Oh, you got to press pause, otherwise it goes too fast.
Right. Is it playing? Is it playing? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize it was playing.
It's playing.
I didn't realize it was playing. Sorry.
All right.
Right. So we'll just come back to the scene. Actually, we'll just come back. So just me and you, Ben. How about that? Right. So ZRL finals starts on Tuesday with the semi-finals. I think you get divided up into 4 different groups or something like that, or maybe it's like top and bottom. I thought it was 4 different groups. So the people who've done best in the group stages get lumped together. Then the next best, then the next best, then the next best get lumped together, and you all compete against each other. By category, obviously, and then. First 2 races are the semi-finals. So the first one is on Danger Noodle, second one is a TTT, and I can't remember the course. And then the final is on Breakfast Crits and Grits, which is also a scratch race, I think. Might be a points race.
Yeah, I think it's a scratch race from memory.
Yeah,
could be completely wrong.
You get divided. You get divided up after the semi-finals, so you either go into the cup or the dish or the spoon or wherever it is.
Yeah.
Various items of crockery will be thrown around, and loads of people basically.
I've got my team's got a couple of those. I think it's a cup, the plate. Yeah, I think we've got a couple.
No spoons, dishes.
No spoons.
Bowls.
What is it? What a sugar container.
I won last year. I won the cup last year, and I didn't get any of that helmet shit that you meant to get.
I don't think they're giving it out anymore. I know there's a lot of chat on Facebook about where's my helmet, but it does. Yeah, it did take a while. I think because I got it a couple of times, and so it's kind of like don't like wearing it anymore. It's actually a bit of a dorky looking helmet.
And
but I think they'd stopped handing it out.
Yeah, and Jonathan Hoop is pointing out that if you live in a weird time zone like America or Australia, then you get grouped together with people in, you know, Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. You're like, no, there's not enough of you. We're going to group you up into, you know, weird time zones
Yeah.
that you weren't at all available for. So that's always
Yeah,
always rubbish.
I did the first couple, but it's always difficult because people get used to being able to ride a certain time. But it's also like 15 months after after the last race, everyone's
Yeah.
either upgraded or they've downgraded or
Yeah,
they've
I've got
just
so
gone
much
back
worse.
to
I've
outdoors.
got even worse since NRL. Uh, right. Oh, we should get a Goldtron. No, everyone would have. Imagine thousands of Goldtrons. No, I don't agree with that. I didn't even bother about getting the hat.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, so Danger Noodle, Danger Noodle, Danger Noodle. So this, should I rewind it or I'll
Yeah,
rewind it.
rewind it. So this is
Nick
just
Brownbill.
just if you do watch this, go and watch the full video on Nick's stream. He has got a very loud fan, but it has the Discord chat from the burritos, which is pretty interesting, especially Piglet. Piglet actually wins this race because they got different power ups. This one they had the anvils, so I didn't bother including his attacks with the anvils. But Piglet's always winning these races. But this is 10 kilometers
Does he
in.
win
You
through
make
power
sure that
or does he win through power or
he's just a beast. He just does what I say. It's just attack from the back, get a gap, and then see if anyone follows. If someone follows, then he just does it again over and over until eventually people complain that it's really boring racing against him because he does the same thing over and over again, which is win the races.
So in my slides, I meant to say that so the course is you do the what you call it, the S's twice, so in both
Yep.
directions, and that's where I hope we'd focus to a lot of our attention. Actually, I'll focus my attention on the.
That's why I was like, do your one because what I thought you'd talk about the S's, and then with this slide after 10 minutes, like I have this rule about racing on Zwift. If you can make it through the first 10 minutes, that generally means you're going to hang on because it gets easier from there. For the first 10 minutes is when
if
you
you're
usually
efficient,
get
it
dropped.
does.
Yeah,
If you're
well,
efficient, if you're inefficient in the first 10 minutes and you just blasting yourself at the front. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. No, let's have an argument. Come on, let's argue about it. Go on. No, you're wrong, Rob.
Well,
Go on. I hate you.
If you're inefficient for the whole race, you're going to be inefficient anyway. You can get through the 10 minutes of being inefficient and you can get through the rest of the race being inefficient.
Oh, so Nick's having to sort
There's
of hold...
Darren. Happy birthday, Darren.
Oh, wait, Darren. I've got Darren, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Darren. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Darren.
To you.
I made that especially for you. How you doing, man?
He's been doing online coaching.
Has he? Ooh.
Yeah. I assume it's not Zwift online coaching. Could be.
Could be. Oh, so we're already at the Titans reverse, are we? Oh,
yeah,
he's got a great position there. Great position.
You got to press pause. Press pause. It's going far too fast.
I've
So
got the speed.
we're going to recap for everyone. There is no power ups in this race. So unlike last time we did Danger Noodle,
they've said there's no. Have they actually said there's no power ups? Have they just not?
Yeah, if you go to the website, there's no power ups. There's no sprint segments or anything. Of course, it is Zr.app, so you might well end up on BMXs riding the opposite direction or something. But in terms of the tactics that we know about at the moment, there's no power up. So I think unless you're an extremely strong rider, like Piglet just constantly attacks. But for me, I would just sit in, especially this first time up Titans reverse, just save the energy because the brakes generally don't go away up this climb that we're going into, but make sure you don't position on the front for this section, which is what I was making the point of. Because there's a little bit of a dip into this climb. If you hit that dip from the back, you'll gain about 3 or 4 kilometers an hour on everyone else, which is so much easier. Yeah. It takes about 30 seconds out of the effort, which you're going to need at the top.
It's so important to be at the back here. I mean, what is the point of being on the front at the look down
this
into
is dip right here. Yeah.
Speed goes up, draft goes up.
Yeah. And then for this section coming up the top of the climb, when you get to the
Oh, you
banner,
missed out
don't
the
go, oh, this.
important bit with your stupid text. Why did you put your stupid
Well,
text that
it's
you show in the video?
because no one needs to watch what happens. Everyone knows that you just got to pedal like hell up this climb. But when you get to here, don't ease up. A lot of people in the lower categories will be like, oh, I'm at the top, I can ease up. But keep pedaling until you get to this light on the left-hand side, which is just around this corner. And then the road drops down, because if you don't keep pedaling, then you're going to lose momentum. So just there, that's when you can start easing up. And then I've just ignored the rest of it, because basically this is a finish. So press pause. Now, in this race, Piglet was off the front by 20 seconds or so. So James is Nick's teammate. He's pushed hard from this 1 kilometre up this little incline. And so I don't think they planned it, but Nick can basically sit on the wheels. James is extremely strong, but he's not a sprinter. So if you've got a diesel engine who can do a great 1 minute power but can't bust out 1200, 1300 watts, this is a good spot to go, because if you can get momentum up this hill and then go down the hill, if people are thinking, I'm going to wait until the right-hand corner, you can get a gap. But Nick manages to hold the wheels, surf it, and then James actually is so strong he gets a break. But you watch the finish. This is actually one of the greatest finishes on a Zr.app race for Nick. He's so happy.
Oh, look at him pumping away. Oh, there's quite a gap out in front of him, but it's nicely strung out, isn't it? Nicely strung out.
And it's perfect because he's not giving a draft to anyone chasing his teammate. He's just sitting in the wheels. Got this beautiful draft down this hill here. If you can get a draft down this hill, it gives you so much momentum into the sprint. And everyone starts sprinting about here. I think because everyone's done this course so many times.
This bridge is where you have to go, really, by this bridge.
Yeah, you have to go by this bridge. Need to go earlier now because everyone goes by that bridge. And then Nick gets a perfect draft. You literally could not have got a better draft than he did just here.
I mean, it looks pretty light, but he barely goes over 600 watts, does he?
And he just literally got the front of the last 5 meters, and it was first, second, and third for the team.
Oh, nice. I tell you what, I don't want to criticise Piglet, because he's obviously won the race by 10 seconds. But do you think he maybe in a scratch race, do you think he should maybe have given them a bit more of a sniff to help his teammates?
As in, what do you mean as a sniff? Is in terms of let them get closer?
Yeah, so that if he was 20 seconds ahead, drop it down to 15, give them a chance, give them a sniff.
Well, he made about 4 or 5 attacks where they brought it back. And so I think at this stage, the people that can chase him are just worn out. They just, they tried to, coming down out of Titans, they're trying to close the gap. But as I was saying in the chat, he's done that so many times, eventually they just can't chase anymore. But it's not a very viable tactic for most people on Zwift. If you're one of the hammers in the race, just keep doing what you're saying, just keep throwing an attack. Once it slows down, go again. But I suspect most people watching this just want to try and hang on. And the key thing with these races is it's a points race. It's not an individual race. So if you got a teammate off the front, don't sit second wheel. Make sure that you're 4th or 5th wheel, not providing a draft. Follow any attacks that might be going if you've got a team out of the road, and vice versa. If you've got a team up the road with 2 or 3 riders from the same team, put someone on the front. Do just like an individual, a team time trial. Do 10, 15 seconds, swap turns to bring it back. Don't just think, okay, I'm going to attack and bring it back by myself. Work as a team.
I have seen people, and I've occasionally people have done it for me, and it seems to be effective, but it's very hard to manage, of going to the front and then sort of softish pedaling to sort of look like you're providing a pay. So if someone's off the front, say I'm off the front, the good old days when I used to be off the front, and my teammates are in the chasing pack, they go to the front but don't really push, especially in that crucial stage of, are we gonna follow, are we not? And they go to the front and then just couldn't do 3 watts per kilogram or something like that, and I'm doing 5. And then
it is. There is like a bit of a sticky draft, so you can do it, but yeah, as you say, it's really difficult. One of the things that they did in this race is actually James was when we we're going up that first section of the at the start where I was saying, okay, 10 minutes in, this is where most people stay in. James was at the front and Piglet was in third wheel, and he just let that up that bridge where it's about 1% incline. He just let the gap grow and didn't just created that gap, which is actually a pretty smart thing to do because people behind think I'll just hold his wheel. But then before they realize that there's like a 15, 20 meter gap and there's no more draft. And then you can ease up and just let someone else try and close it. But that's one thing you can do as a teammate in Zwift is if you're at the front with your teammate and you don't try, two of you aren't trying to break away, yeah, just sit in their wheel and then just slowly let that gap grow. And so hopefully the people behind you don't realize actually you've let the wheel go. And before they realize that there's no more draft from your teammate. So I think that's a viable tactic if the person in second wheel has the ability to think at their maximum heart rate.
Yeah, I mean, but most people, the amount of people who chase their teammates as they make a breakaway, like, what?
Yeah.
Stop it! What are you doing?
Yeah.
They're just, let's go together. I can do that as well. Oh, great, you can do that as well. But now you've brought 50 other people who couldn't have.
The worst is when they don't even realize they're doing it. Like you do a break, so the pack goes faster. So they try and keep in the pack, and all of a sudden they zoom to the front, and you're like, "Look to you, what are you doing next to me?"
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the other bit of advice. All right, what's your video?
Mine's Andrew Beneke, and he's in B cat, and he's rather outgunned, and he's quite a light rider, great rider. I love Andrew Beneke's videos, top man, and yeah, so it's the same race, obviously. I think it might have even been the same race and the same.
Like the same race, not just.
Yeah, just in a different category. So yeah, he does start up that hill, and he kind of gets caught in no man's land where you're so early in the race. You've got 17 people up front and 40 people behind, and he's like, do I chase? Do I not? And it's not going to break. You're not going to get a break of 17 people at this early stage. So I think he does the right thing overall, sitting back and just letting the pack catch. But there's so many undulations. What do we call them?
Undulations, rolling terrain.
There's so much. This is the rolliest course of all the rollers. Yeah, he's a very solid B. He usually comes, top 5, say in a Z race, but in a B1 race where it's rolling terrain rather than climbing terrain, it's not his thing. And you just see how he does undulate. He does modulate his power, but yeah, he does it pretty well there. I think on this big bump here, if you have got a feather, and I still think there'll be power ups. I still think there'll be power ups, even if they've said there won't be. But anyway, in other races,
depends on what
other races,
it depends what
S's,
time zone you're in. Sometimes may get some won't.
In other races on the S's nowadays, with the feather lasting longer, I think you should use the feather about here. No one's used it.
Yeah, the other thing too is make sure you're not on the front this section because it's just like into tightened reverse. You don't want to be at the front here because there's a downhill. You'll lose all the momentum. You can almost, not free wheel, but if you can get some momentum down this hill.
I mean, I think he's in about perfect position there, really, isn't he?
Yeah.
But the races where it finishes on the bridge. Oh, it's great being at the back here because you can attack that hill, make a go for it. Kaboom.
But I think with the feather, you're right, because the problem with the feather is it lasts too long up this hill. And you actually want to be heavy after this hill.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, because you either, if you're going to make a break for it if the finish is there, or, even in this race, you want to be resting. So, you see, he uses his feather, and he's a light guy anyway, and he
I suppose it depends how fast. Yeah,
sort of in
it's not too
perfect
bad.
position, but he's. I tell you what, he doesn't rest enough because what you've got to do is look behind as well. So he's got, he's 22 out of 66. All of them are still in the group. So he's got more people behind him than he has in front of him. That's never going to break up there. He's never going to get
That's
dropped there. I'm not
that's a
saying
good
go
time
to
to
zero
interrupt.
watts.
I really wish in the HUD update we could get a rear view mirror
Yeah, yeah,
because the little map, you can kind of see there's a green line, but you don't really know what the gaps are behind you. Whereas if
yeah,
you press, like on the Zwift players, you can press the back button, but you get stuck on that view, which drives me nuts sometimes because you just want to
yeah,
go bang back, bang back.
yeah.
I don't want to go, okay, I'm looking at my back now. I've got no idea what's happening at the front. Dum dee dum dee dum.
Optional rear view
So
mirror would be awesome, wouldn't it? Just
yeah, just stick it up the top. It'd be like the old racing games. You don't have full graphics if they're worried about some devices. You just got to be able to see where the riders are behind you, so that you can go,
yeah.
okay, I can ease up here. I don't need to be pushing hard. I've got like 30 meters back that I can fall back to,
Yeah,
as you
exactly. Because
say.
it's going to concertina back together at the bottom anyway, isn't it? And
As long as you don't lose too much momentum down this hill. That's what the one issue is with this hill, is if you are going really slowly over the top,
yeah,
you can sometimes get gapped.
yeah. But once you've pushed over the top and you've got yourself some momentum, you got people behind you. You can really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same on all the rollers, really. If you're the back marker, then you've got to be a lot more circumspect. But if you're in the middle, if you've got people behind you, people rarely seem to take account that you've got people behind you. They're like looking at the front. You know what I mean? Like, oh, there's a big gap to the front. It doesn't matter if you've got
Yeah.
20 people behind you.
Especially
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, especially this hill, because you'll see the guys like 10 meters ahead of you go over the top, and all of a sudden they're 30 meters ahead of you, and you're like, oh crap, they're going so much faster. But it's, as you say, it's just that concertina effect. You get down all the time, you get to the banner, and as you get to the banner, riders stream past you,
Yeah,
doing
look,
5 kilometers an hour faster than you.
they're all coming past. Yeah, there we go. And God knows what position he's actually in here. The counter's going crazy, isn't it? And he's rightly letting off there, but he could have let off on the hill, barely pedal at the bottom, I think. But yeah, I think we'll
And then
we'll fast
we
forward.
got this section. So if it was longer, if it wasn't so early in the race, that bit where you go back left hand around the restaurant signing, there is a little spot there to push up the hill from the back and make it a little bit harder, but it's too early in the race. Everyone's got so much energy. Yeah, this bit here. So if you can, as you come around this corner, if you can come from the back, build momentum, and then hit this little bump, there is a chance to stretch the race because everyone's eased up. Like, it's stretched out now, but it's starting to slow up again. So if you come from the back with pace, then you can catapult yourself through the group.
As you say, it's too early. But I mean, again, I think it's just been too circumspect in that you don't need to be 14th here. If you have got a gap, if you have got to make up some ground, the place to do it is on this hill round the corner. You don't want to be, just sit in here and then, then
Exactly.
you can
Like
make up
this,
ground.
this is a
Now,
spot that you can go from the back to the front
now
if
he's
you really want to.
now
Like,
he's going backwards because all these guys had momentum, so he was working hard on the
and you-
cobbles. I'm really critical of Andrew here, but I think he did a really good.
I don't know what people like. No, he's not too bad, but it's just a typical thing about how people race on Zwift is they get a little bit stressed about the front,
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, that person in first is 30 meters ahead of me, but don't look behind you, as you say. You got to keep an eye on the gaps. Like, a lot of people stress that if they stay too far back, there's going to get a gap, and then they're not going to come back, which is valid.
yeah.
It's all about experience, and also sometimes you got to basically go, okay,
Oh, why is
I'm
he in
gonna
the front there?
stay to the front. Yeah, but sometimes you got to risk getting gapped so that you can save that effort to get the big reward at the end. Sometimes it might not come off. Sometimes there might be a gap and you have to close it down yourself.
And
But
sometimes you want a gap. If there's a gap between 17 up front, if you're like Andrew here, he's hoping to come mid pack, I would think. Yeah, so he's hoping to come mid pack, and if he's in a gap, if there happens to be a group of 17, 20 go off the front, and he's in a group of 40, that's ideal for him. Just sitting at the back of that 40.
Yeah. There's so many races where I'm like, this is so hard. Can the good riders just just go away? Once you guys are gone, I can settle into the pack, and this has been a nice, comfortable ride.
And 10 of those 40 might be really disappointed and want to, chase the 20 up front. But I'm like, no, now that I'm in advanced races, I'm like, I want gaps.
Yeah.
Because I want my opponents, who are my genuine opponents. I'm not going for the win. I'm going for third or 10th, or depending on the size of the field. I'm going to try and get in the top half. I'm not going to try and win, because that's impossible.
I'm not sure if it's Thomas. I suspect it is Thomas. I was doing a race.
What's he done?
A long time ago.
What's he done? Thomas Sorensen.
Back when I was actually fit, I was doing a race, and we're doing the Harrods. Anyway, I don't know. Pronounce it. Harrogate. We come down the hill, and there was a gap, and well, I'm not English. Anyway, so we're going down the hill, and there was about 5 riders ahead of us, and there was a gap growing. And I was like, I'm not closing that gap. I'm just going to let the rider behind me close the gap. But I think it might have been Thomas. And so I just eased up. But it was back when the sticky draft was quite strong. So he was like trying to push. And I was just sending us backwards. But I was quite happy because I wasn't expending energy. If someone wanted to close it, Thomas, he has to put the energy in, which is, as you say.
But you then closed it on your own, and he couldn't do it. I was like, you killed my friend. Try that on him now. Try that on him now, Pitt. Try that on him now. I love you.
I did it early on. But sometimes, like if there's a split in the pack in Zr.app, and don't be the one that closes it. Just let someone else close it, because that's the energy that they're burning. As you say, you want riders to get hurt.
Not only don't close it, let it go. Like, be the one to let it go on the front and let it go. That's a good time to be on the front. To let the gap open up in front of you. Let the other, especially if you've got teammates up the front, even better. Yeah,
Katie's in the chat. That's like the classic. I'm not closing that one.
Yeah, I think that's the most common thing I say in Zwift. I'm not doing that. That's someone else's job, even though it's technically advantageous for you.
That sounds like a you problem.
Because people are you've got to rely on the stupidity of other riders as well, because they will close any gap they see, whether it's to their teammates, whether it's tactically advantageous or not. They're closing any gap. No one can get away in Zwift. No, we cannot allow a breakaway. But it's your teammates. I don't care.
It's all about training, Rob. It's about being a better person.
Oh yeah,
it's not about whether you win or lose.
Yeah. Look, everyone wants to take the front down the hill. Right, let me pass. Let me take the front down this hill and give you all some draft. They get it.
So where are we at now?
This is approaching Titans, and they're really. Yeah. They're really putting down the power there. Oh man!
It always goes hard here because it's a really draggy climb. The draft anyway isn't as high, but no one ever gets away there. It's
never.
It's always dragged back.
You've still got to pedal, haven't you? You're like, I've got to do something. I've still got to go. But yeah, so okay, mastering the rollers. Let's get into it. Mastering these Titans. I think. When I started on Zwift, I still say that most beginners hate Titans and most experts love it, because it's such a place to gain efficiency and pave the sorry, not pave the jungle, but make a Titans bypass, people always say, stuff like that. But now I love it. I love Titans because it's doing a pretty good job here. He's modulating his power. He's not hitting the front. And don't forget,
there is sections here.
Yeah,
there is sections here. It gets really tough, but if you can survive a couple of those bumps, and then you get.
He's doing the right thing, moving towards the front, towards the top. Maybe a bit far forward, but and then relaxing down into it, up onto it. Even on those little bumps, still putting a few pedals.
It's just surfing the waves, isn't it? You don't want to be pushing hard on the downhill, but you don't want to be like, if you're too far back, you have to push down hard on the downhill. But if you can just constantly get that roll going, there's certain sections of Titans where if you push hard, it's doubles your like the payback if you
Yeah.
do it just at the right time. And
I mean, he's doing it pretty well, and the new Zwift in-game profile really helps as well, doesn't it? I mean, he's got the source one as well, but you can see how long the effort is as you're cresting, because it's quite hard to tell in Zwift where the gradient's going up and down. So
yes, it's
I'm normally staring at the gradient number in the top right, but that the profile thing really helps to say, right, I'm cresting,
yeah.
and I can.
I reckon it's. I wish they'd remove it because a lot of people would struggle with the profile. I actually, for my streams, I actually remove that profile because it gets in the way of seeing what's happening. But
You can't remove it in the configs.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that removal option completely. I'd keep it on there if it showed the descent, because what I really want is like, okay, it's just about to peak, and then just after it peaks, it goes down again, or it's just about to peak, but then it says flat. Because if it goes down again, that makes a lot of difference to where I want to position in the pack compared to if it just goes flat.
Yeah, apparently you can change that in the
luckily, I
configs as well.
basically, yeah, can you do it like actually have downhill?
Yeah,
So it shows the whole time though.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want it the whole time. I just want to go, okay.
Oh, you whinging bloody Aussies! I want it the whole time. Oh, you can have it the whole time. Don't want it the whole time.
70, give me level 71, god damn it. Add a little bit at the top. All I want is a pop-up saying you're about to crest and it goes down. I don't really need it because I live on Zwift. I can actually race a HUD race and I don't need all that stuff. I can race a no HUD race, I should say.
Right.
Apart from the finish line, as long as it's not a custom finish. If it's a custom finish and no HUD race, I definitely have no idea. A bit like Miguel's race the other day, the punishment race. We haven't actually talked about that, but that punishment ride was hilarious where
go and watch Miguel Steak and Chain's punishment race.
Yeah, it is hilarious. You watch it in 2x speed, it's even funnier.
It's so zoomed out, isn't it? Were you telling him to zoom out?
No, because it's the helicopter doesn't move. I forgot the helicopter won't follow you. Like every time you do the helicopter view, it'll reposition it. But if you just keep it the helicopter view, it'll stay in your spot. So if you do start in Watopia and then you go up through to the Alp, if you're on the helicopter view the whole time, it looks crazy. I've actually done it a couple of times just to see what it looks like. But yeah, you see everything. Anyway, getting back to the comments.
Also pushes on the downhills. Don't push on the downhills. Don't stop. Stop pushing on the downhills.
It's a bit harder now because of the new pack dynamics, but yeah, you can definitely if you time the rollers right, yeah, you shouldn't be pushing the same power down.
Feel that rhythm, Camille. Feel it. It's such a nice rhythm when you get into it. You're like, oh, I'm over, and then I'm back. You move towards the front, and then you rest. And I'm almost falling asleep.
Yeah,
and it
gets really annoying when you mess it up. It's so annoying.
Yeah. And let's skip to the second time through that he does it. Is this the main Titans?
You mean the reverse? Yeah.
So he did.
So then you got the second. Yeah. So you've gone down the hill. You've done the second.
Oh, is this just still Titans reverse? What?
It's afterwards. Because you got the Titan reverse climb, but then you go down and up a little bit more of another one where you can actually. You can put some hurt in there where people are still hurting.
Yeah, so this is Titans proper, isn't it? This is the descent into Titans proper. So they've done Titans reverse, and then they do Titans proper.
Yep.
And
yeah, so you go around the roundabout, come back up the hill. For me, that's the time. Like if you're strong, that's the time to then want to throw attacks, because that's when everyone's exhausted. They just want to sit in. They don't want to cover attacks.
When, sorry?
But if you're so basically we go down Titans, so you go up Titans reverse, down Titans, up that little section, around the roundabout in Fuego, and then back up the hill. So for me, that going back up the hill is when, if you're feeling strong, that's when you can lay a lot of hurt, because people at that time should be on their knees. Because most people, to be honest, can't hold themselves back on Zwift. I'm feeling strong. I need to use my power now. So usually by the time you get to that roundabout, the people who are strong have probably used up most of their energy getting excited. So that's the time that you then unleash if you want to, if you're strong. Of course, if you're struggling to hold on, you don't want anyone to unleash, which is so you're hoping then that it goes a lot easier.
Yeah.
Looking at the chat, so people are saying that you can look backwards, pressing backwards, but it lasts, as I said, it lasts too long. A lot of times I just want to look back for half a second because stuff's happening at the front too. So I don't like that auto cam. And Eric said that he no offense taken when you're talking about people, the way they ride through Zwift.
Oh, I haven't watched any. Eric hasn't been doing much racing lately, I've seen.
He's been smashing his like week 7 or something of a training plan.
I know. I just
plan.
can't watch it. I can't watch training. It's too painful. And not enough fun. Right, so
The good thing is that he actually talks. Most of the time people are racing, they're like can't actually communicate.
I can't think where we are. We're still coming into Titans. What the
And
hell's going on?
I'm going to make the screen full because I've got it on the smaller screen at the moment. Okay, so we're going through the rollers. This is going back out of Titans.
Oh,
Where you go?
back out of Titans.
Yeah.
Right, so going back into Titans here, and this is, so he gets, he's on the limit here, and, so if you're on the limit, you're on the limit. But
everyone's throwing feathers too, which is pain.
Yeah, it's too early to throw the people at the back.
He's close. He's still in.
He's
that
close,
bump there is
he's
critical.
Close, but you really you've got to put in a big dig to get back into the main meet.
Yeah.
He needs just.
But he's fine now. This is
bike lengths
if you can get
ahead.
to here, you're fine because it's downhill on the right hand side. You're at the top now. So it's only now you've got the main climb to come, but you're descending to the main climb now.
Yeah. But it could be a couple of bike lengths ahead, couldn't he? I would be happier there.
I reckon he was almost perfect positioning there because he probably put the least amount of energy he needed to get there because he was off the back but dangling perfectly, and now he's just going to get the nice easy draft.
I think you're thinking old school drafting, where the draft cone was longer.
Wow. I still think it was fine. I'd rather him be there than at the front on that section because now
I don't think
he's going to be rolling through the group. Yeah, this is a bit that I find really hard. Actually, it's coming down this hill and not hitting the front before this right-hand turn because you always think, I've got to make sure I hit the front just at the right time, and then I'll go around this turn and then I hit the front just here I hit the front like he's doing now. It's so hard not to hit the front just here, and it's the worst place because
hit the front there. Just stop pedaling. Just stop pedaling. It's really steep.
Wow. Okay, but most people I find. It's really hard not to hit the front there. This next section where you go downhill.
I've just rewound it. I've just rewound it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't just stop pedaling. Stop
You
pedaling.
You didn't. You went to the difference. Okay, so yeah, but the thing is, it's a long section downhill, and you want to make sure you get that momentum. So it's easy to get the momentum here.
You don't want momentum. It's a flat bit at the bottom. You don't need momentum.
No, it's to the right. It goes up the hill. Here we go. Watch this.
No, there's a big flat bit here.
No, it's a right-hand turn up a hill, just here. See, up a hill. So that's a bit that you got to really pay attention to.
It feels flat because you get so much draft at the back.
If you get the draft. If you don't get the draft, you get pushed back like he is now. And then there's a little downhill section here, back into another hill.
When have you become a defender of hitting people hitting the front? What's going on?
No, I didn't say hit the front. I said don't hit the front. So now there's a little bit of a downhill here again. This is an easier one not to mess up. Yeah. But that last bump there, if you don't hit the front, it's a really easy bump. It feels flat. But if you hit the front, then you're working to get back on just here. Yeah. And then you might push through to the front again. And there's another bit of a hill. So he's going...
Why is he pushing to the front?
He's not doing too bad this year. That's pretty good. And then there's a nice flat section.
That's the main thing, isn't it? But yeah, during the flat section, you've got to get to the back, which he is. Get to the back. Go on.
You don't want to get too far back here because the climb starts very shortly.
Agreed, yeah. You don't want to be... you want to have 4 or 5 riders in front of you, ideally, in this size group, I would think.
Yeah. Well, I don't go by riders. I go by distance. So
all right.
Where at the moment,
bloody hell, man.
They're
4 bike lengths.
Yeah, so
okay.
Yeah, this is a good distance. You want to be so the names are touching the heads riders of the heads of the riders.
Oh, he's used his feather early. He's obviously suffering, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't help it. If you're suffering, can't you? Not much you can do. Use
No.
your feather. Oh, no, he
Does,
hasn't used his feather. Use your feather, man! Use your
he
feather!
needs to use his feather now. Now, yeah, so he's gone.
But
Now, where do
the
people...
crucial thing is that he keeps going. I'd just give up. Oh no, I've lost the group. But this is a scratch race. These points count. And if he lets these guys ride past him now, that's his teammate. He's in herd. He's got a teammate.
Yeah. Plus the riders at the front can blow up. Sometimes they will just blow up and just stop.
Yeah.
Like they'll go 2 watts per kilo. Now, this point here, does everyone else get to this log and go, okay, I'm near the top. I can smash it now.
I always
So this
smash
log
it.
here?
This log.
This log here
is my sign to go.
I was going to say, I think everyone goes, okay, this is the log. It's time
Do
to
they?
go.
I thought it was my log. I thought it was my log.
When I was years ago, I was watching a Chris Pritchard stream, and everyone's in the chat like, "Wait till the log, wait till the log."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not at all original then. But yeah, he does work with his teammate, and better than Vismally Spike. I think they get first and fourth. Andrew isn't much of a sprinter, so out of this group, this group of 4 pretty much stay together. I think, yeah, you've got to take it seriously when you're in this, group. I think they maybe should have attacked like this little bump coming out of the coming out.
After the downhill.
Yeah, there's like a 6-7%.
The one where the bear falls. What's his name? What's the bear's name? And he falls out of the tree.
Dave. I have no idea.
No, there is a name for the bear.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when the bear falls out of the tree, there's that bump. You can gain a lot of time if you attack that downhill, uphill section. Probably about 5-10 seconds on the riders ahead of you if they're just cruising.
Yeah, I mean, he's with a teammate. He ends up attacking. He ends up attacking from 2k out, just going hard, and you can see how much draft the guys behind are getting in. At least his teammates sat at the back, but that's not hurting anyone. 2.2 watts per kilogram behind, so probably should have left it for that bump. I would think. He's not much of a sprinter.
And this is a point. So if I was racing this in a small group right now, what I'd do is I'd be at the back right now, and then just as we hit this section here with dirt, so if you press pause. So see the speed. One of the good things about dirt is that it slows everyone up. It's like hitting sand. So if you ever ridden through sand, you slow up. Yeah. If you can attack from the back just as you hit that and you get another 2 or 3 kilometers an hour, it's actually a massive momentum you can get. You can get through that section faster, and you go right and you go up the hill. So if you're in a sort of group of 6 or 7 people, sit at the back and then start sprinting about 5 seconds before you hit that section, so you can get a lot of speed through this. And then for someone now to accelerate from here, it's so much energy that they might just go, "Oh, stuff it. I'm gonna slowly draw them back," or they might just think, "Nah, I'll just wait. I'll wait for the sprint. I'll wait till that right hand turn."
Yeah. So
if
the points to go are always the points where it's lower speed, isn't it? Lower speed means lower draft. So
yeah,
and you can get a speed advantage.
Big differential. Yeah,
a big speed differential in a small amount of time, kind of.
Yeah. I'll be very surprised if anyone...
You wait till the speed drops. So you don't want to go when the speed is high, when you first hit the segment of cobbles or dirt or wherever it might be. But once the speeds drop down, so you wouldn't want to go here.
This is where I'm saying go here. This is where you go. Because
once the speeds drop down, then go, No,
not even wait for the speed to drop down, because this is what I'm saying is everyone's going soft pedaling. Yeah. Everyone's soft pedaling into that section. They hit the dirt and slow right up. It's like they lose. You probably lose like 2 or 3 kilometers an hour. Yeah. So if you attack that section, no one's expecting anyone to attack right there. They're thinking they're going to attack this hill. Yeah. And so everyone's soft pedaling. And then if you go, you can get that gap. And then people are like, "Oh, Okay. And then you got that indecision because people all think I'm going to attack on that hill, or if they're a sprinter, they're going to attack on this right-hand corner. So that's the place that I go, and it doesn't always work, but you don't want to do the same thing everyone else does, because if you want to attack up that hill, everyone else is attacking at the hill anyway.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
the
you got
element
the
of
sprint.
surprise is obviously key.
Yeah.
So his teammate gets first in that group and he gets fourth, which, not being a sprinter, but I think he probably, it could have been a disaster if those two had sprinted past his teammate. But they weren't on Discord either, so get yourselves on Discord.
Yeah, I think that's probably the other thing too. If you don't do Discord with your team, you're missing out on so much fun, and you're listening to your teammates dying, and so you feel like you're not the only one. I really love doing Zr.app just so you can hear 5 of your best mates, just in the pain cave, and then after the race, after about a minute, everyone chats about what happened.
Right. Useless bloody podcaster. Right. I do this. This is what I do. We had the UK Championships.
UK Championship.
Steve Jukes was in there. Overall, it was great. It was a great event. It was great to have. It's great to have a UK Championships. The finest country in the world. It's got to have its own championship, surely. But someone's got to do it. Someone from CAUK took it by the scruff of the neck. And
so, what's the backstory with why there wasn't a British cycling event? Do you know?
No, I'm afraid I don't. I mean, people sort of inferred that it was due to the cheating thing, but I think that's a bit lazy. No, I don't know. Really.
It's kind of interesting that
GB Cycling not interested really. I tried to get a meeting with them about it, but they weren't interested.
No.
So it was out of Scotland, and
a points race, which is, well, I kind of like. I do like scratch races, but I don't want every race on Zwift to be a scratch race.
Yeah, I know, it was tricky, wasn't it? It's like you'd expect it to be a bit. Would you expect it? I mean, in the women's race, Maria Holcroft just won the first sprint and then carried on and won it from there. So it wouldn't matter if it was points or scratch race. If you do that, it's over. You just ride away.
Yeah,
from
it's a bit like doing
else.
a points race up a mountain, first over line and fastest through sector.
Yeah. So, and no one really chased her, and Colclough won it. But Steve stuck with him for a while.
I saw Steve. Steve had the issue of his heart rate monitor not pairing. I think it worked out at the end that he could have still pedaled and be pairing, because the great thing about Zwift is they changed the pairing screen. Back in the old days, if you win the pairing screen, you'd auto braked. But at some events, you still do auto brake, which caught me out a couple of times. But for most racing events, you can press the pairing screen and still roll along, which is a big improvement. But of course, Steve had the stress of having to get out of the pen, not see what's going on, try and pair. It was not the most efficient start.
Yeah, I once did a ZRL race on I can't remember, it was maybe it ended in the same place anyway, Glasgow champion sprint, and I had to brake or stop just before the line because my heart rate monitor hadn't paired, so I just had to stop on the line because it was a points race, so I was accumulating points all the way, and I knew that if I didn't have a heart rate during the race, then I would
with power DQ.
I would get half points. I think it's a half points.
So for that
in
3
Zr.app.
seconds that before the end of the ride,
Yeah, so I
heart
just,
rate.
I just,
You're legit.
just stopped on the line, paid my heart rate monitor,
I
rolled
don't know
over.
why people don't. Why do people call you a cheater, Rob?
How's that cheating?
Sitting on the couch and then you get out in the garage and then connect your heart rate monitor at the end of the race.
In fact, I called my son. I think I had an argument with my son. I was like, "Why didn't you do it before the race?" I was calling you. I was like on stream, like shouting at my son, like, "What? Why didn't you do it when I asked you?" Yeah. So Ed Laverack kept trying to get away on the hill, and that didn't work. Just like in the Worlds, but. Yeah, it's Steve.
I haven't actually watched all the race. So was it basically the first 3 over the line pretty much for all the segments, or was there someone being pretty cagey and just accumulating smaller points? Like basically, was there like a James Barnesy? I saw he got dropped. Did he get like first place, and then just get dropped? Or
No. He seemed. I think he seemed to be doing like domestic duties. I think was he.
okay.
Is he Thomas Parent's teammate? I can't remember.
His Niall should know. It's I've forgotten which team it is. It's not.
Is it not
Yeah.
next? Insured.
I think he used to be next, but yeah. Anyway, Niall, he's still in the chat.
Anyway, I didn't think he was British. What's he doing racing now championship?
Well, I think I asked this, and you said he's got like 3 different nationalities or something, because he's Kiwi, New Zealand, or South African. I think he's actually South African in terms of he's born in South Africa with a South African residency. Races for South Africa in the Zwift Worlds Championship things.
But maybe British
I
parents
think.
or something. A British parent or something.
Yeah. Oh, so Niall's saying there's been DQs.
Oh.
What's the drama, Niall?
Go on, Niall. Give us the lowdown.
Has it affected the podium or not, or is it just basically? Anyway, we'll wait for Niall type.
Yeah, so I think Steve got
the coverage was really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, ZMS Sports. It's awesome. I don't know how they do the live points and all that, but it was awesome. Other than it revealed that it was over fairly early. Thomas Perry was obviously going to win it. Maria Holcroft it was obvious Maria Holcroft won. But yeah, people going off the front, and I mean, Steve played it perfectly. It was just bloody tough. You know, as a B-Cat racer to be doing national championships.
It's good to do these races because you like to see where you are, because as he said, it's legitimate. Well, Niall said there's DQs coming, but at least people are trying to make an effort to be legitimate. Get your duels in, because it's not the typical race where you're racing against a 70-year-old with a 16 watt per kilo, 20-minute power.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, if there are some DQs, then you know, good in a way, but I'm guessing most people tried to be legit, you know, and
yeah, he wouldn't show up to this knowing I'm going to cheat, because it's a bit of a dumb thing to do.
Maybe they did, but you know, it's more likely, you know, the DQs that we've seen in similar events have been technicalities or, you know, stupidities or, you know, that kind of thing. I don't think.
Yeah, it's a lot of the time. It's just a lot of the time. It's you forgetting to do something like people who don't really know, but it's quite stressful being the elite riders, because you've got to make sure you get. I'm not sure what the qualifications were for this, but if you're racing at the elite level, a lot of the time you got to weigh yourself within an hour, and then you've got to get your dual recording set up. You've got to press start on your dual recording. Yeah. You've got to make sure it's connect to the right device. There's always little things, and if anyone's ever streamed, it's hard enough getting everything lined up and actually get into the race, let alone doing well in the race.
A lot of these people who are Zwifters might not have ever done Sunday Race Club. They might never have done duels, you know, that kind of thing. It can't be easy.
Weight videos, because you can do a weight video, but you might miss something. And if someone's been really picky, like I've watched I haven't watched that many actually. I've watched weight videos. The person's doing their best to do it right, but there's like some little thing about, okay, their camera moved to the right and you can no longer see the scales. Technically, they might have been able to do something. And reality is, with video editing, it's so easy. If you really wanted to cheat, you could easily edit a video to cheat. So it's just the fact that you're putting the effort in to make the weight videos, but then someone can come along and say, oh, but this wasn't right, you get disqualified because of this technicality.
Yeah.
So,
but let's hope someone was cheating.
How...
That'll be fun. That'll be fun if someone was cheating. That'll be something interesting.
Next week on Zwift Chats, bloody cheater.
I mean,
this is our address. Let's go get them.
I mean, if they're British, they can't be cheating, surely. If it was the Australian Championships, obviously I'd be a bit more circumspect about the veracity of the data.
We wouldn't get caught, Rob. We've learned our lesson.
British Championship, surely. Yeah. That's these false Brits who weren't really Brits who are in there.
What's the chat saying? So Darren's saying something about he's almost messed up the GC for his own teammate.
Whoops.
There's too much chat. Stop chatting so much, people. Can't keep up with it.
Darren's right. Darren's always right. Yes, I agree.
Stop chatting amongst yourself.
I agree. Right. Yeah. So I don't think there's anything much more to say. That it was great. It was great that happened. It's great that. Hope it continues, and congratulations to everyone involved. Let's have an argument. Can we have an argument?
Upgrading. So which one are we going to be arguing about? Upgrading the time on the TT bike, which I think I don't have the latest update. No, you might be able to know this, but 18.7 or whatever it is, the newest update. I've been getting messages on my video that you can't get the time accumulated on the TT bike anymore, but I haven't confirmed that yet. Which I think is actually, it's not a bad thing because closing up these loopholes, I can see both sides of the argument. One side of the argument is like me, where I've got 50,000 whatever it is kilometers on Zwift. I don't feel like I need to prove that I need to do extra time on a bike to get upgrades. But then, of course, you got people who love getting on a bike and getting upgrades, and it feels like it devalues it for them.
Right.
So, and to be honest, I don't really care about the upgrades that much. That I'm happy if it gets closed.
Okay, I'd like to discuss like a continuum of what's fair and what's not. So let's say I think at the lowest end or whatever is the game says you need to do 4 hours on the bike to get this upgrade. You join the race on that bike. You don't pedal, but you get the upgrade. It's just like, it's a game, isn't it? So, like if you join a thing and it says, oh, you have to play our game every day for 7 days in order to get this upgrade, and you just log in and it just gives you it without you even playing the game, then okay, well that's the developer's fault. It just feels like, okay, I've sort of done it. I was on that bike. I did 4 hours on that bike. So why shouldn't I get the upgrade? It's almost like by definition I did actually meet the rules, is what I see it as, and that's not cheating. But then, okay, at the other end, where I would say two things that would definitely be bad would be like hacking into your code and changing the configs of the game to say, I've gone at 60 kilometers per hour for an hour, or you've used a robo to manipulate the inputs. I wouldn't do that. To get an upgrade, I would not do that. Do you? I think is there a point along the continuum that we disagree?
I think no, I don't disagree with that. I think if you got like a brand new user to Zwift and you said you can do this to the game and they can do it, I think it's fair game, because it's not them having intimate knowledge about how to get around things. So like what I could do is I could download Simulant and I could then get my bot to ride around Zwift for like 10 days or whatever and upgrade. But that's not something that a new user can do. So I feel like that's a cheat, which it is. But if, say, like I got Whitney to jump on Zwift and said, hey, if you want to upgrade your bike, you can do this, and she can do it, then that's part of the game. That's what the developers have said, okay, the bare minimum just to get on the bike, to start the game and press start. But then there's the grey area, which is the portal where you can portal to your friends, or some people got 2 accounts. So when I'm testing bikes, I can get a bot because I feel like it's fair game if it's not an account that I'm racing with. If it's just like, okay, Zwift Insider tests bots to do stuff. No one accuses Zwift Insider of cheating. If you want to test something, you can have an account where it's not part of the game, like it's not interfering with people's races. It's just the bot riding around the free world testing something. But I can send that bot up to the top of Ventop, and then I can then go, I'm going to do the portal. I'm going to be at the top of Ventop and then cruise down Ventop without having climbed it.
You can use your real account to piggyback on the back of the fake account.
The bot, yeah, which is a grey area because I'm taking advantage of a mechanic in Zwift, because a lot of people will do this. They'll go, oh, my friend's riding, I can go and jump on with them. Is it cheating for them to accidentally, we're going down the hill, this is great, thanks for the 3 kilometers. I'm not going to call them a cheat, but that's not a big step to then, okay, I'm going to set up a bot at the top of Ventop and get 22 kilometers of free descending and do that over and over. Now, of course, I think that's a step too far, but it's a very small step between that and having someone riding up the Alp doing a Everesting challenge, and you're like, I'm going to join you. Oh, they're at the top. Oh, well, they're at the top. I'm going to join in the descent as well and then do the rest of the ride. Like, you're not going to get banned from Zwift for doing that.
Okay, so some people say that Sticky Watts, they're doing it. They're just stopping pedaling after they've done an effort. Yeah, so they sprint and they stop pedaling, and they gain an advantage due to a stupidity of the game. It's not their fault. They would sprint and stop pedaling all the time if it wasn't for Zwift's stupidity. So is there an equivalence there where they're gaining an advantage?
Yeah, that is true, because that's an unknowing advantage. Like, if you're not, as I said, if Whitney gets on Zwift and she just pedal stop pedaling, pedal stop pedaling, pedal stop pedaling, she's got no idea she's cheating. Yeah. That's just the game for her. So this is where Sticky Watts, I get pissed off at Zwift. I don't get pissed off at the people who do it. Like, there are people who take advantage of it, but 90% of the time, the people who do it don't realize they're doing it, and the game doesn't tell them they're doing it, which is one of the reasons why I love training peaks. If they know, then it's different. Like, if you're like, okay, I need to do this now to stay in the game, then that's cheating, which is why sometimes I will call out people for sticky watting, because
aren't we doing the same by gaining an advantage through a loophole in Zwift that isn't real? They don't want it to be there, but they can't help it. But
this is the same as with the portal. Like, if someone goes to the top of the app because they're joining their friend who's doing an Everesting challenge, that's fine. But if someone creates a bot that goes to the top, like, you're knowingly exploiting that. Same with the Sticky Watts. If you're doing it accidentally just because that's how, like, Zwift doesn't actually educate you. But if you're like, oh wow, this is a great exploit, I'm going to win the race by sticky watting at the right time, then that's a bit like knowingly setting up a bot to go to the top of the app. You've realized there's an exploit there. Now, if you're talking about where we know, okay, when we go through the rolls, we just back off and go easy, back off and go easy. I think that's...
Oh, no. That's not cheating. That's just exploiting the game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where is the line drawn between the information you have about the game and compared to new people? Because a lot of people, as you say, when we're talking about Titans Grove, new people hate Titans Grove because they haven't learned to surf the rollers, which is an advantage to us if we do it. But that's just a natural progression of learning a game. So, Sticky Watts...
Oh, Ben, come on, let's have an argument. Come on.
Well, I think Sticky Watts is on
I came here for a good argument. You're disappointing me.
Yeah.
You're just being too nice. Okay, you're a cheat. You're a cheat, Ben. Cheat.
Yeah, there are sticky what cheaters, like severely, like they know about it. They've been called out. They've been banned. I know a couple of riders who have been banned from many series for sticky wadding,
Good.
but they still they'll join teams and say, "Oh, I don't sticky watt anymore. I didn't realize it." And then you'll see in a few months' time they're back to doing sticky watts. It could just be an innate thing about their cycling, as you say, and then they forget that they're doing it. And then by the time they realize they're doing it, it's too late because they're an ACAT, and if they stop sticky wadding, they'll get dropped. And yeah, so. But,
Darren, you are not the king of sticky watts. I am the king. I've been accused of sticky watts more than anyone, and I don't do them. I've never had a stuck watt. If anyone can show me, and what are the main people who's calling you a cheat on your comments video? He's called me a cheat. He's the main person who's called me, not quite the main person, but like the second main person who's accused me of cheating. If you're gonna call people cheats all the time, then you're the boy who cried cheat, you wazzick.
don't, yeah.
And he called me and he accused me of other crap that I never did as well, like deleting Facebook comments and deleting YouTube comments. And you've got no honour, man. If you're just gonna come out with bullshit all the time, then you just piss off.
Back it up. I want Rob face-to-face outdoors.
Yeah,
Nearest
beat me as
climb.
well. He's miles better than me now as well. I used to be reasonably close to him, but now he's miles better than me. That's annoying.
I used to really be into calling out cheats, but the last sort of 2 years, I've really backed off on it because a lot of the times you don't know the situation of the person. So it's a lot of the times if someone gets caught a cheat on a game, for you, it's like, I'm going to get that person. But it can be really devastating for the person who gets caught a cheat, especially if they're not cheating, but even just if they are cheating, they don't realize they're cheating.
Yeah.
But if they're not cheating as well, it's psychologically, it's such
There's this Austrian guy who does sticky watts all the way through, like chasing and stuff like that, the A races, and other people are like Thomas and others are like, stop doing that, you maniac. And he's like, I don't know what I'm doing. And in the chat, he's like saying, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, everyone is like, what are you to stop pedaling like a maniac? And I honestly believe he doesn't know what's going on. I honestly believe that. He's just blowing up these races left, right, and centre.
And this is where it's a Zwift problem. Like Training Peaks Virtual, they will pick up. Okay, if you're using your power meter, it won't. But if you pick your trainer, so depending on the race level. So if you're doing a Zwift level event where it's trainer required, then I don't see why they can't go, okay, let's implement a sticky watts. They don't have to be super harsh. They just have to say, come up on a screen. The technique you're doing is considered like gaining an advantage. You get, say, 20 minutes of warning, 10 minutes of warning.
I know now about as much as I think I'm ever going to know about sticky watts, and I still think there should be a software fix to just remove it. Just remove that stupid bloody thing. I understand
if they
all
can't
about
fix
the
it with software, though, but just give it in-game thing saying, it's a bit like, we don't see it very often now, but when the pros used to jump on Zwift and it says, you should be a professional cyclist, blah, 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 and then kicks them out of the game. Why can't they have that for people doing sticky watts? Because they claim all the time, WTRL used to claim that they've got an algorithm that picks up on sticky watts. So they reckon there's something in the game that picks it up. All you got to do is then write whatever code it is that says that comes up. It says that
don't give WTRL the credit on that. Their algorithm was utter bollocks. It was about cadence. So they accused me basically of doing it, and I was like, well, your definition of sticky watts is like you've got to be doing over 110. What's called revolutions. I've never done 110. My legs have never gone that fast in my life. Like 110 revolutions per minute.
The definition was a bit.
And so
the definition wasn't sticky watts.
So I said to them, I've never ever done 110 watts, revolutions per minute. And they said, oh yeah, we don't believe your measurements. So they believe the measurements where that tied up with it, but they didn't believe the measurements that met their definition.
What was it? what was it? The sprint and coast, because that's what annoyed me about the thing. They didn't care about sticky watts. It was a sprint and coast thing that they had this
It's sticky watts.
going on.
Sticky watts is cheating, not sprint coast. I mean, there is potentially this thing where you can overbear your trainer, can't you, or something like that. And then I don't know. But
There's sometimes
the
with
main
the I've seen
problem
with
is
the
sticky
kickers.
watts. The main problem is sticky
Yeah.
watts.
Yeah, and I blame this on Zwift because Training Peaks Virtual Indy Velo, they went, okay, we're just going to put this in. You get kicked from the race.
Yeah.
It's a bit harsh, but at the same time,
Yeah.
you don't have to enter the race. And if you do get kicked from the race, you go, okay, I've got to fix it. Whereas if you don't have to do anything, there's no reason to fix it. You just keep continuing on.
Yeah,
and you might
I mean,
not,
some
and
people, but some
you never
people
know
have
that you're
entered,
doing it.
like Training Peaks, the first time, and they get kicked from the race because they didn't have something set up right or whatever, and they go, "Oh, I'm never doing that again." I was like, if you
Yeah.
don't want fair
But the
racing,
Zwift did it as well.
if you don't want fair racing, if you want fair racing, that's got to be a consequence of it, hasn't it? People getting
Yeah.
kicked. That's the only way to do it.
And it's educating because a lot of people don't realize they're doing it. So if you give a consequence, educating the riders, like maybe not kick them from the race. I think what you do is you, what's it called, the soft banding, where they can still see the race. They can still get their ride in.
Oh, kick them
but
out. Kick them
no one
out.
else. No one else.
Don't let them
but
have
no one
any
else can
fun.
see them in the race. Just what is it? Shadow banding. So they can see the race, but no one else
kick
can see
them
them. No
out.
one gets a draft.
Kick them out. Kick them
but
out.
but yeah, this is a Zwift problem, not a right. Like some people cheat like to hell, but so many people on Zwift don't realize they're doing it. It's actually Zwift encourages it by their mechanics. So anyway, what's the next thing?
Thomas said that someone told the sticky water that he can stop sticky water by pressing Alt plus F4, which closes
What
the
is
game.
Is it like a?
It
Is it a hard close of the game?
yeah, any application that you're on, you can close with Alt F4. That's a good one. Right. All that's left is a quiz, and I'm a bit
Quiz,
embarrassed.
all right.
A bit embarrassed to do
The
it 'cause
rubbish quiz.
I have not set up the quiz correctly, I'm sure. Let me just check that. Okay.
Has ChatGPT or did you use Copilot, not ChatGPT?
I don't use ChatGPT for the quiz because it gets things wrong. Right, okay. Quiz.
I better get my Kahoot.
Oh, I've just given you an answer. Oh, I've given you another answer. Oh,
I wasn't watching. I want to recount.
Oh no.
I was getting Kahoot loaded up.
Right. Hopefully you didn't see the double points answer there.
Can someone message it to me? All right, what's the pin? Are you just showing all the questions now?
I don't know how to get past this bit. I've selected an island.
Sticky watts is the answer.
I didn't. I don't know what the hell this is all about. What? I don't want to start a new game. Right, I want to start a quiz. Right, okay. Okay, so if you haven't got it already, I sincerely suggest that you download the Kahoot app, and then if you don't fancy that, then you can go to www.kahoot.it, and either way you will require the game pin, which is 3906594. Oh, I had the music in my ear. Do you get the music in your ear?
No, maybe the chat might. Or
It's
the
Tim
stream
Hansen!
might.
Zr.app! Man, how you doing, Tim? Ben Brown's here. Jonathan Huber. I think that's enough. TW 2006.
Whilst we're laying that up, how good was that race the other day where there was 3 versus 1 and they lost?
Oh man,
How do you mess that up?
Adam Dawson, I think rightly said that his ladder team could have beat Bowlers that. Oh man. And the troubles that they've been going through lately as well, like Visma to,
You,
oh,
you could just see that
oh.
they would have got back to the team bus and just like not spoke at all.
I think what happened was Paulus went up to Wout van Aert and said, should we just, I'll take turns. I'll take turns. Should we just leave it to the sprint? And Wout went, yeah,
Maybe,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
sounds
still
good.
you.
Sounds good for me. And then, but even then, he kind of thought that they would leave it to the last 250 metres. And even then, they didn't even try to drop him at the corner. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was a case of like way too much like just completely underestimating your opponent, thinking that you had it in the bag, and then at the end they're like, "Oh, that was
I mean, it's
was
not,
bad."
he's not terrible, is he, Paulus, in the sprint? And they knew
It's one
that.
of the greatest. It's one of the greatest cycling modes. It's up there with Matthew Van Der Poel. Was it the Amstel Gold where he was in the chase pack, came around the corner and chased down the leaders,
Oh, yeah.
and just blew past them.
Yeah. 2013 was that?
It's a long time ago now. All right, we got what?
Right.
6? No, 7.
No, we've got 9. 9, I say.
9.
8.
can't-
Someone's gone. Are you in, Ben?
I should
yeah,
be.
you're
Should say
Ben.
my name
You're
on
Ben.
there.
Oh, you've gone for your name.
Yeah, just in case I forget what I'm
there's so
called.
many Bens nowadays, I don't know.
You're in it now.
Okay, let's go. Danger Noodle, episode 18. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, we've only got We've only got 8 questions. So I kind of saved some. What is an after party route? Does it have a downhill finish on a climb, route where no one knows where the finish is, or route where it changes several times?
I didn't get to read all the answers. I just saw the right one.
Oh man, I forgot 2 questions, and I think one question was a really big insult to you. Oh man, that's annoying. We've only got 8 questions this week. I didn't save 2 of them apparently. Ben Brown taking the lead. Oh, it's the battle of the Bens. And we haven't even got Ben Finesilver here.
If you lose, you got to get kicked from Discord, I think.
We nearly had Ben Finesilver this week.
Yeah, it's too early for him. He's having a good sleep.
Which of these is not included in this month's Z Racing series? Is it Libby Hill After Party, Quinzara Highway After Party, LaGuardia After Party, or Neon After Party?
I just took a big guess. I got it right.
Oh, nice one. Yeah. All the others are yet to come. And then there's a secret one. I think there's a secret one for the last one. And
yeah,
I've got a feeling it's going to be the France.
Probably finish on the Aqueduct after party. I'm hoping it's a petite comp.
The start to RGV. Just finish it on the
All right, I gotta concentrate. I'm on the podium.
RGV after party. Oh, Ben.
What's taking so long?
Tim's claiming an unfair advantage. We've cheated him, apparently. Tim, have you got some exciting news? I think Tim's exciting news has been gradually being released. Like, he's been doing the results section on Zwift.com. So, I was hoping it'd be
We
an
might have an
exciting...
inside scoop.
I was hoping it... Oh, Tim's went up to 2nd place, did he? Which climb has had a HUD update? Is it up to Zwift, Innsbruck-Com, up to Tempest, or Ventop?
Do you actually know these questions? Well, okay, I took a guess on one. I know there's some of these questions. This must be an easy one, Rob.
Well, I'd like to ease people in. I think the question that I missed... I can't tell you the question I missed, just in case it's there. Oh, God, Tim, come on. Keep the pressure on. Oh, he's nicely positioned, though, isn't he? Jonathan Huber, Tim Hansen, behind Ben. Come on. Take Ben on. Just let that gap open up a bit. Let him feel comfortable. And then, boom, hit him at the end.
Yeah, let's wait till the last few kilometres.
How many drops in total does it cost to fully upgrade a Halo bike? Is it free, 1 million, 5 million, or 10 million drops?
Okay, that was definitely a guess. I should know that though.
Yeah, you should know that. I would think a guess would be pretty good though.
Yeah, I got it correct.
Yeah, 10 million drops to upgrade a Halo bike. Here, some people have got it already.
Yes. Riding it around.
Very
I'll
fast.
just be hiding in my garage. I've actually stopped upgrading. I'm still on level 2 for my SL8, I think.
What? Oh, I'm still level 1. I haven't upgraded at all. I'm nowhere near.
Yeah. I lost interest. It's like, it'll come.
Oh, Ben, how were you slow? Jonathan Hubers joined you in the front
Yeah, it
group.
took me a while. I told you it was a guess. I had to not this one, not that one.
Tim, come on, Tim. Question 5. In which country is Zwift Community Live being held? Is it Italy, Italy, Luxembourg, Spain, or Malta?
Are you talking about the real life ride?
Yeah, Zwift Community Live. We've had this question before. You should know the answer by now, Ben.
I knew the answer anyway.
Is it pretty soon? Because I heard they're doing
I don't know.
updates from Mallorca already, which is part of Spain.
I'm back on the podium.
Oh, that's close. It's close. Come on, Jonathan. Show him what for. Which of cycling's monuments takes place this weekend? Is it Milan-San Remo, Paris-Roubaix, Tour of Flanders, or Il-Lombardia?
God, I should know this.
It is.
I got it wrong.
Did you?
Yeah, because I haven't been following it. No, it's all about the Pave, talking about the
Oh, you went Paris-Roubaix, did
Arenberg.
you?
Yeah,
I think that's next weekend, or maybe the weekend after. But,
it might be my weekend because I'm in Australia. We're in the future, you know. I should get extra points.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's this. I'm already in the weekend.
Right, you're already that weekend. We're 2 weekends behind. Okay. Yeah, Tour of Flanders. Pogacar and Mathieu van der Poel going head to head again. Possibly more Pog favourable type route. Maybe.
It's hard not to go past Pog.
Sorry?
It's good that he's going to be racing though. Like it's kind of crazy for cycling fans who've been watching for many years. Could you imagine if like Lance Armstrong went and did the classics? We're living in a pretty damn good era in regards to the Tour de France champion also doing other races.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome, isn't it? Yeah, I suppose Eddie Merckx was last. Jonathan Hubert takes us. That's a commanding lead. That is a commanding lead with only 2 questions to go. Go on, Jonathan. Oh, and Tim Hansen's come back into the contention though. Oh, a couple of slip-ups from Jonathan, and all could be up. Oh, double points! What Z Racing route is this? Is it Neon After Party, Queen's Highway After Party, LaGuardia After Party, or Power to the Pole?
Another stab in the dark on that one.
I
have to be quick on the button.
I nearly at the bottom left the name of the of the climb on there.
I got it right.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
Not many
There's a
did.
few got it
Not
wrong.
many did. Yeah, so
I'm back on the podium.
One of my favourite routes, if I'm doing it in BCAT. Yeah. Just
so much if you're in the league.
Cruise around. In fact, that's the one that I did my rant on. I watched it back about a month ago. Do you remember? Did you ever see that one where I did a rant about the after the price increase?
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was doing a race. I was doing a rant about the price increase, and I was just cruising around, and it was a pretty hot field. It was like prime-ish time. Z race, and I was just talking all the way through, ranting about it, and then got to the final. I'd just been, just cruising over the bumps and energy saving all the way. And then it got to the final climb, and I just streaked away from everyone, having not concentrated on the race at all, and won. I was like, kaboom! Yeah, it stopped me being beacon.
All that energy. Did you get a discount on Zwift after winning?
Nope. Right, how's that? Oh, Ben's got to the front again with a double pointer. Oh my word! I can't remember if the final one's double points or not. I hope it's the one about your pronunciation that I may not have saved.
I was editing the video. I was like, this is embarrassing, but it's funny.
Final
You can't have
question.
an
It's
ego.
not double points. On which route were the UK Championships CAUK held? Was it Rolling Islands, Muckle Yin, out of Scotland, Loch Loop?
Oh God, I should know this. All right, I think I might lose.
Kerry, I don't think you needed racing tips. It is
Usually
out
I
of
go
Scotland.
Muckle Yin every time I say this question at Scotland, it's like Muckle Yin, Muckle Yin.
Muckle Yin is going to be the most common answer to any quiz that I've ever developed. The question that I was going to get, the one I was going to ask is, how is this word pronounced? Which is spelled Prardigm. And I had four of your different pronunciations of paradigm.
I was like, I could check Google, but that's cheating.
Right.
I could honestly say I've never written that word down. Like I've obviously said the word.
I want
And then when I was editing it, I was like, I could just cut this, but most of the video is quite boring. This will be the most entertaining part of the video.
My most popular video is about getting APIs into Excel, and I'd only read it. I'd only read the term APIs before then, so I thought they were called appies. So all the way through the video, I've got 125,000 people who think that and it was before. Yeah, I just called them appies.
What's the word that my Spanish friends always make me laugh? Is it? It's not Wi-Fi. Is it gigabytes? They call it giga. That's right. I got 20 gigas.
Right, the tension is high. Who has won? Episode 18, Zwifty Chat quiz. In third place, it is Ben Brown. Unlucky Ben Brown. Second place is Ben.
Yeah.
In first place,
Intellectual
it
giant,
is Jonathan Huber. Congratulations, dude. Is that your first
well
win?
done.
Is that your first win? Congratulations, Jonathan.
Well done, John.
Oh, you get the
The,
game. You get the rewards as well.
I think it's my second place. Usually I'm either come first or dead last.
Oh, that's lovely. Some sort of prize is opening up. 44% correct answers. That sounds quite a hard quiz. Trivia stage. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. I'm just clicking shit.
What's happening in the chat? First time for Jonathan.
Yay! First
Darren's
time.
happy he's got no punishment rights.
Oh yeah, there's no guest really, so no punishment rights. So forget that.
Yeah, Rob and I don't do punishment rides.
Nope.
No one watches them. Go and watch Taken Chains. It is seriously funny.
Yes. I'll link to that. And go and subscribe to Nick Brownbell, obviously awesome rider. And
He does a lot of good outdoor. He actually rides outdoors and puts videos of him doing climbs up England.
Oh really?
I know you don't know what that is, Rob. You usually drive around those, but yeah, he does do some good hill climbs.
Okay, thanks for joining all. Next week we have Ben is being banished from the podcast because
I'm going to be sitting in that corner by myself next week.
because I can't handle 4 people on the podcast, and we have at last we're going to have Thomas Sorensen talking about Zwift games and the Danish nationals. Last time he was due to come on about the Danish nationals, but my heart went mental. so I couldn't do it.
You couldn't handle it, Rob. It was too much pressure.
Yeah, my heart was going at 157 beats per minute just thinking about it. And we're going to have Lee Cassidy, hopefully, as my co-host, because he's very knowledgeable about Thomas, and you're not. So, and you were mean to him in a race.
Yeah, that was pretty funny though.
Yeah, you were horrible.
I'm glad I did it then, because I definitely couldn't do it now.
No chance. Anyway, so thanks for joining all. It's been a lot of fun, and I will see you anon. Bye.
Thanks, chat, for keeping it entertaining. I've got no idea what you're saying. Bye.
Bye.